Greetings to all fellow seniors and cultivators. Welcome to Voice of Heavenly Tao. You know, there is something that hasn't left you for a single second since the day you were born, yet you've probably never once panicked over losing it. I mean, think about it. When your phone hits 1% battery, your heart races, right? You scramble for a charger. But this profound presence inside you, we barely notice it, and we almost never thank it. Today, we're exploring this unbreakable connection. By the end, you'll see that this presence is closer than your own breath, and you'll discover exactly how to light it up in your daily life. So here is our roadmap for today. We'll start by looking at the unbreakable connection, see how ancient sages guarded the Tao, and then examine the real cost of spiritual derailment. From there, we'll uncover the ultimate purpose, look at practical ways of cultivating the true self, and finally, reveal what we call the crystal stone. Let's jump right into part one. The unbreakable connection, the physical anchor of the Tao. We live in a world where we feel totally dependent on things outside of us. Electricity, Wi-Fi. The moment they cut out, we feel completely lost. But there is a deeper medium, a true anchor, that you rely on every single second. And it's wild that we rarely feel that same alarm about our spiritual battery dying. So I want you to really ask yourself, what is the relationship between the Tao and you? It's not two separate things. It's not you reaching out for some distant abstract concept in the sky. It is intimately close. Across all wisdom traditions, we hear echoes of this exact nearness. The Platform Sutra speaks directly of the self-nature, saying, who would have thought the self-nature is already complete in itself, able to give rise to all things? Other traditions sense the same inward nearness, even if they use different words. In the Gospel of Luke, Jesus says, the kingdom of God is within you. And the Quran says, we are nearer to him than his jugular vein. So right now, who is listening to these words? Who is knowing what they mean? That quiet one who knows is the very true self that has never left you. And this brings us to a beautiful truth from the doctrine of the mean. It says, the way cannot be departed from for even an instant. What can be departed from is not the way. The Tao isn't just a moral code you check in on occasionally. It's principle itself. It's the very source that makes your life, your awareness, and your movement possible. It's the road that every person must walk. To put that into perspective, think about how vehicles rely on their required mediums. A person relies on the Tao just as a train relies on its rails, a ship on water, or a plane on the air. The rails aren't a cage restricting the train. They're the exact thing that makes its swift, free movement possible. If a train leaves the rails or a ship leaves the water, it isn't just less convenient, it's instant danger. And the exact same goes for us. Leaving our true medium creates an immediate spiritual derailment. Which brings us to section 2, sages guarding the Tao through daily practice. If the Tao is the medium we have to travel on, how do we make sure we don't derail? Well, the ancient sages didn't just understand this as some law of nature. They treated it as a fierce daily practice. They knew that having the Tao isn't just a one-time certificate you hang on your wall. It's letting the Tao be the master of your life every single day. Confucius described this perfectly. He said, the noble person guards the good Tao to the death, worries about the Tao, not about poverty, takes joy in the Tao. It's a posture of fierce protection. His greatest disciple, Yan Hui, received the Tao and literally held it to his chest, never losing it his whole life. They knew that guarding this inner light was way more important than any external wealth. Another great sage, Zheng Zi, guarded the Tao by examining himself deeply, giving us his 3 daily reflections. Imagine using this as your own nightly routine before your head hits the pillow. Number 1, did I give my whole heart to my duties and to others today? Number 2, was I truthful and did I keep my word? And number 3, did I actually practice the good I learned? Think about that. If you honestly ask yourself those 3 questions every single night, who would you become in 3 months? You wouldn't just be learning about the Tao, you'd be walking it step by step. Moving into section 3, the cost of derailment, and what happens when our thoughts take over. Before we explore these consequences, I just want to say, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Now, When a person leaves the Tao, the consequences are severe. In society, they are bound by the law, and beyond, they face judgment, falling into the 4 modes of birth and the 6 realms of rebirth, turning without end, an ocean of suffering without shore. But we shouldn't just reduce this to a fear of the afterlife. Look at our everyday derailments. Every single time intense anger, craving, jealousy, or deep anxiety suddenly grabs the steering wheel of your mind, that is a small leaving the rails. It creates an immediate ocean of suffering right here, right now in your own chest. The crucial thing to remember is that leaving the Tao simply means forgetting your true self. A thought is not you. When a wave of anger rises up, it's totally impermanent. As the Diamond Sutra teaches, all forms are illusory. If you see all forms as no form, you see the thus come, the true self. You absolutely don't have to fight that angry thought. You just have to watch it flow past. The very moment you realize, I've derailed again, I let my temper take over, that quiet awareness that notices the derailment, that is your true self, stepping right back onto the rails. Let's look at section 4, the ultimate purpose, which is really a staircase, not a checklist. So if the true self is always there waiting to get back on track, where is this track actually leading us? Sometimes you'll see massive lists of virtues and it can feel pretty overwhelming, like an impossible checklist. But it's not a flat list of rules. It's a highly logical, beautiful roadmap. Picture it as a 3-tier staircase. Step 1 is outer relations, honoring heaven and earth, cultivating moral character, being filial to parents. It's about bringing harmony to the 5 relationships and the 8 virtues, and anchoring society with the 4 anchors and the constant bonds. Step 2 is inner transformation, turning from wrong to good, unfolding the deep meanings of the teachings. Both of these steps lead you to the final destination. Step 3, inner realization. As the Great Learning says, the way of great learning lies in eliminating the bright virtue, in renewing the people, in resting in the highest good. Every single outer virtue is just a vehicle, a means, to help you recover the natural state of your original nature. And this all culminates in a massive grand vision. The ultimate goal is to awaken the highest good of innate conscience and innate capacity for goodness, to establish yourself and help others stand, to attain and help others attain, to bring the world to peace, to turn hearts toward goodness, to hope for one great harmony. This is the one and only purpose of this Tao. Do you see the flow there? It starts inward by awakening your own innate conscience, and then it radiates outward until the entire world is transformed into one great harmony. This leads us to section 5, cultivating the true self with practical methods for daily life. That purpose is absolutely beautiful, but it brings up a very real question. How do we actually do this in modern life? How do we awaken that innate conscience while sitting in traffic, dealing with difficult coworkers, and managing a busy schedule? The first method is borrowing the false to cultivate the true. We don't flee into a cave to find the Tao. Your aging body, your stressful job, the relationships that bring you joy, and sometimes deep frustration, these are all impermanent. They are the false. But you borrow this daily friction. You use every single setback and everyday interaction to polish your permanent integrity, your compassion, and your awareness. You're literally borrowing the temporary classroom of this world to recover your changeless true self. The second method is to cleanse the heart and settle the thoughts. Think of your mind like a glass of muddy water. If you want the water to clear up, you don't aggressively beat the water and you don't yell at it to stop being muddy, right? You simply set the glass down and stop stirring it. The silt settles on its own and the natural clarity that was always there reveals itself. You cannot force your mind to stop thinking. The Tao Te Ching wisely notes that cultivation is subtraction, clearing, not adding. And the Platform Sutra reminds us the self-nature of awakening is originally pure. When you just let the thoughts arise and pass without chasing them, the natural clearness of your original nature naturally shines through. And that brings us to our final section, the crystal stone and lighting the heart lamp. When that mud finally settles, what is actually left? What does the heavenly Tao look like when it's fully realized within a human being? Well, we have this stunning description. This Tao has no hidden background, no agenda, no organization, no ill intent. It stands in no conflict with society, open and plain, like a crystal stone, a bright and luminous way. Just picture a perfectly clear, radiant crystal stone. That is the heavenly Tao. And more importantly, that crystal is the heart lamp waiting to be relit inside your own chest. It's a path of total openness. As Confucius taught, we must teach all without distinction. This crystal clarity is available to everyone, absolutely everywhere. This is possible because the human being is uniquely endowed by heaven, possessing the complete nature of the Tao. And so is the most spiritual of all beings. You don't have to go out and somehow acquire the Tao. You were given the complete nature of it from the very beginning. That luminous crystal stone has never left you for an instant. So, bringing our two big questions together, the relationship between the Tao and you is the purpose of the Tao. Your true self has never left you, and your ultimate purpose is to let it be the master of your life once more. Confucius left us with this gentle but provocative sigh. Who can go out except through the door? So why does no one walk by way of the Tao? If the Tao is the only door to true freedom, why do we keep bumping into the walls of our own chaotic thoughts? I want to challenge you. Tonight, for just 1 minute before you go to sleep, sit quietly. Don't fight your thoughts, just watch them arise and pass. That silent, calm awareness that is watching, that is the heart lamp you came here to light. Gratitude for the grace of heaven and the virtues of the teachers. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.